Okay. Hey, Wes.
Something.
All right, so let's take it back to that summer day, Jackson Avenue, when we had our first reunion, and you saw me coming down the steps of my apartment. You shared something with Milton, your brother, of that day. Tell us about it.
You're talking about the day where we went to the
Brooklyn Museum.
Brooklyn Museum, right? And you're asking specifically of that moment, you walking down the stairs. That for me was really transformative moment. It was very much wow, because I had known you, but this was
We hadn't seen each other for a while.
we hadn't seen each other for a while, and this was a new version of you. I guess you had all grown up. You were not the person that I had known from years before, and I see you walking down the stairs, and my heart just stopped. It really did. And I remember at that very specific moment, I couldn't speak. I couldn't even look at you, to be honest. And it was just the way that the sun was just hitting you. And you know what? You had that blouse, that top that you wore, and it had like the shoulders, right? So your shoulders were showing and your hair was flowing, and you just looked like an angel. You looked amazing, and you had on that maxi, right? And it was just like your skin, like your complexion, with the sun hitting the rays of the sun hitting it. It was just it was a sight to see. And that's when I was like first super attracted to you. But at that time, we were just friends, you know. So I sort of, you know, I don't know. I ignored it, I guess.
Why? Well, that's my next question. So we hadn't seen each other for a while. We were just being reintroduced, right? You could have pursued something then. Why did you decide to wait, or just to push the feelings aside and just have us remain friends?
I pushed the feelings aside, and to be honest, I don't know why. I don't. Maybe because I didn't think that we would ever be more than friends. Maybe because at that time, maybe because I was trying to hook you up with one of my other friends, which I'm glad did not work out. I don't know. Maybe I was a little afraid. Maybe I was a little intimidated by you. I don't know what it was. But I'm glad that I overcame that. I really am.
So why did you decide this was a whole year later. You finally decided that you were going to take the lead and you're going to tell me how you felt. What was it about that night, that Friday night, that you said, okay, I have to do it now?
Well, the way I think of it is, we always have a checklist of what we're looking for in a person, right? Some people write it down, others don't. I always carried mine with me in my heart and in my mind, a list of all of the things that I wanted from a life partner. And I began to sort of look at this list really closely, you know, dissect it, and I realized that you met all of these, but we were still friends. And that night, I decided to do a really bold thing and just ask you out and to kiss you. And at that moment, you fell in love with me.
I did not.
You didn't? No. But honestly, I had that list, and you met everything that I could ever want and more. I know it sounds like a cliche, but that's really the truth. It really is the truth.
So since you knew this, because I think when we decided that we were going to be together, that I was ready. I was like, okay, right? Because you remember that little speech I gave you. So I was pretty much ready, but you were still a little hesitant. Why do you think you were hesitant about it? Even though you had already made the leap.
Even though I had already made the leap, I was still hesitant because I knew how important marriage was to you and to me. And this was not something that I wanted to take lightly. And I knew that you weren't the type of woman to just date around, have a fling. I knew you wanted something really substantial. You wanted something real. And I wanted to make sure that I could give it to you. It wasn't so much initial hesitation. It was really more like, okay, I need to make sure. Because once I make that decision, I don't want there to be any looking back. I don't want any doubt. I don't want any sort of anxiousness. I want to make my decision and then just move forward. Sort of stick to my guns. And you made that decision a lot sooner than I did. I needed to think about it a little bit more, and I think that's okay. I mean, I am going to be spending the rest of my life with you. At that time, I just needed to make sure that I really knew what I was getting myself into.
And talking about what to get into, I bet when you'd always thought about how you were going to propose to the woman you were in love with, you never thought that you would have to go through her father, who was a chief in his hometown, and have to go over 1,000 miles to propose.
5,000.
Oh, yes. Did my dad intimidate you in any way with all the demands? I mean, you're lucky. You didn't have to do the traditional Ghanaian routine of marrying a woman. Yeah. But were you intimidated in any way?
I was not intimidated, no. Because I knew that the love that I have is genuine. It's not like I came to him lying or having to sort of fill any gaps. You know what I mean? I was just genuine from the very beginning. So, and no, I was not intimidated, but I was nervous. And only nervous because I so wanted his approval, And I think he and I hit it off from the very beginning. I think we got along pretty well, your father and I.
I think so. We're married.
Yeah, duh. But I think that, I don't know, I do wish I could have spent more time with him. He did ask me very typical questions that a father would ask. The fiance or the boyfriend of his daughter. He wanted to know what my intentions were with you. If I was going to take care of you. If I really believed in the vows that we would give to each other on our wedding day. How I would support you. And that's it. He just wanted to know where my heart was. And he wanted to make sure that I truly loved you.
How do you feel now that you're going to be a father?
I feel a lot of things. The Bible does say be anxious in nothing, I am a little nervous because of the world that we live in today. It's crazier than when we were children. I want to be a good dad. I want to be there. I want to be supportive. I want to teach him how to be a man. I want to teach him to love God. But I just feel like it's gonna be a lot of work.
Oh, it will be.
It will be.
But we're together, so it will be good.
We're together, we'll be okay.
Last question. What has this year taught you, this year of marriage?
That I can be selfish. If I'm being really honest, that I can be really selfish. And that's something that you and I have had many conversations about. It's something that I think many young couples need to work on or continue to work on in the span of their marriage. I mean, we were both single. We came together as two single people, and once we made our vows, we became one. And we're still human, so we're still trying to figure things out. We're still learning about each other, which is exciting. And gonna work out. And that's really all there is to it. I just need to be more mindful of myself, the things that I say, the things that I do, and I think that's it.
Well, thank you for answering all these questions, and I love you.
I know you do. I know you do. You love me so much.
Whatever.
I love you too.
And cut.